This is a Winifredy kitty. I just got her. She's a baby. I'm going to be telling you guys the story of how I got kidnapped when I was 16. And really, the whole week-long escapade that led up to it. It was fucking nuts. You're not even gonna believe it. Maybe you will. I don't know. I just want to put in a little disclaimer. This story is going to include gun violence, drugs, assault, self-harm, kidnapping, suicide, sexual situations. If you're not fond of any of that, then this might not be the one for you. But if you want to hear more, here we are. It all started in Winona, Minnesota. Me and a group of friends, keep in mind I was 2 months into being 16 at this point, and my friends were all over the age of 18, if not like early 20s. So I was hanging out with people that were much older than I. We all met up at this friend's house in Winona. One of them had just had throat surgery. We'll come back to that. But we're all kind of just hanging out, having a good time. We're planning on going to La Crosse, Wisconsin, later in the night. At a certain point, one of the friends pulls out like 2,000 Xanax bars in little baggies. I think it was exactly 2,000. I think it was 10 baggies of 200 Xanax each. And he passed them out to everyone and said, you know what to do. I mean, that obviously meant to like sell them or whatever, but we started taking them as well. We're all feeling the vibes. You know, if you've ever done Xanax, it's pretty, not memorable, because you can't remember much, but it's an intense feeling. We're all sitting there, we're all high. And the guy who had throat surgery goes to the bathroom, starts throwing up blood, because he started tearing his stitches in his throat, so he was bleeding profusely. Everyone's high. Everyone's like, what the fuck do? We need to go to the hospital. So, like, 6 of these completely barred out hooligans pile into a car, go to the emergency room with this man. I stayed behind. I laid on the ground. So I don't really know what happened at the hospital, but apparently it was a wild time. When they all got back, and everything was all Gucci, we're like, okay, let's go to La Crosse. Let's go party. We went to this random college party. I have no idea, like, how we knew them or, like, why we came, but we were all barred out. There was a pizza there. I remember taking a picture with everyone. I wish I still had that picture, because I would show it. It was fucked. Then we ended up getting back to the friend's house in La Crosse. Once we got there, it was just kind of all hell broke loose. We were doing cocaine off the tops of cabinets, from room to room, fighting, doing Xanax, doing other drugs. And then the next day, all of my friends decided to go to the beach, and one of the guys went up to a guy on the beach who had a lot of tattoos and was, you know, he looked like he'd buy some drugs. He did. Except that dude friend didn't have drugs on him at the moment. So, big scary tattooed man gives my friend a large sum of money for these Xanax, probably around $2,000. He kept the money and then also kept the Xanax, unbeknownst to me at the time, unbeknownst to most of the friend group at the time. So, we're all back at the house, we're all chilling, everyone's back from the beach, we're having a good time. This guy comes over to pick up his drugs, and no one can find the bag. Bag's gone. Oh my god, Xanax are gone, where's the bag? How do you lose 200 Xanax? How do you lose 200 Xanax? You don't lose them. You keep them. That's what happened. This man was very upset because we could not find his bag of drugs, so he pulled a gun on everybody. Everybody swung it around the room. We're all like, whoa. Whoa! I don't have your shit, you know? And I don't have your money because I'm not the dude that you made a deal with. Everyone's freaking out. We're like, calm down, calm down. He's like, well, how the fuck are we gonna solve this? Which, rightfully so. It was a large sum of money. Broken promises. one of my other friends, female friends, drives to Quick Trip, takes $200 out of her account. She comes back, she gives it to him. He takes the money, he looks at all of us and says, "This isn't over," and leaves. One of the lady friends had gone missing. So, we're looking everywhere for her, we can't find her, we're like, she must have, like, gone on a walk or something like that. The house that we're staying at is like a 3-story old-ass house in La Crosse. Friend's bedroom was in the attic. So we are like at the top of the house. There's a little balcony coming off of it, a little deck that comes off of the attic. One of the friends is out there, looks down, sees the girl that we're missing on the ground, cutting herself with a piece of glass. So he's like, "Oh, found blah blah blah." Other female friend says, "Ah!" Screams her name, comes running from the side of the house, out the door, off the deck, jumps off the fucking house. Jumps off the fucking house! 30 feet, at least. So I, like a normal fucking person, go down the stairs. One of them is cutting herself and has a handful of Xanax. The other one is on the ground screaming and holding her fucking ankle. I'm trying to take the Xanax out of this bitch's hand. She bit me. I still have the fucking scar. I don't know if you can see. But she bit my fucking hand open when I was trying to save her life. The one that I thought had broken her ankle evidently didn't. She starts getting up, walking around. They're both walking around, crying, picking up whatever sharp object they can and stabbing themselves and fucking cutting themselves. All of us are freaking out, following them around, trying to get them to stop. Taking sharp shit out of their hands, fucking trying to tackle them, they won't stop. One of them calls the cops on the other one. The one who started it by cutting herself called the cops on the one who jumped off of the house. Which makes 90% of the people at the house leave, because we all have drugs and are all on drugs. So it's me and like 3 other people. I gotta talk to the cops, file a police report, tell them all that we were all on Xanax and exactly what happened. And then they ended up taking the friend who jumped off the house to the mental hospital. Committed. 72-hour hold against her will. Crazy. Once the police left and everything, everyone came back and we were all kind of chilling again. The female friend that had called the police decided to get completely naked and then pee on the floor and make a snow angel in it. And then another guy friend got naked as well, and they just started hooking up on the kitchen floor. So that was crazy. And I was dating one of my ex-boyfriends at the time of all of this, and I remember calling him and absolutely cussing him the fuck out. And he's like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "You don't fucking own me!" And I threw my phone against the wall. It was a whole thing. So this was like a whole week from leaving Winona all the way to getting back home. Fucking insane. Over the course of this week, I probably only took like 1 or 2 Xanax, because I don't know how else I would have such a pristine memory compared to the rest of the folks. They were taking absurd amounts of this. I can't believe no one died, to be honest. I'm really grateful for that. The friend that had called the cops on the other friend that ended up going to the mental hospital, the one that stayed behind, well, shit got absolutely batshit with her. Because not only did, like, the pea snow angel sex scene happen, but also she started going missing. She would just run away. She would literally just run away, and we would have to go find her. And she went missing for like 6 fucking hours. And I went looking for her. I found her 3 blocks away in the middle of the street with her shirt off, just boobs out. And then I had to pick her up and carry her. And then the house that we were staying at, the neighbor was outside, saw me doing this, and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because it's just this girl who's half naked with cuts all over her, and I'm obviously on something. And I was like, "You're not gonna fucking believe this." And I told him the whole goddamn story of what had happened so far, and what was going on, the fact that she just kept running away and hurting herself. He told me that he used to be an EMT. He helps me carry her up to a fucking bedroom. We tied her, restrained her, tied her to a fucking bed. and bandaged up all of her cuts that she had. And she kept waking up and being like, "Ah, let me go!" We're like, shut the fuck up. You're laying down. You're done. Done. We grounded her. And the EMT guy was kind of impressed with me, but at the same time he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, really. Like, and I don't know, he kind of gave me like a motivational speech. I remember him just, yeah. He was a good man. He was helpful. That's when things took a turn. There was another guy from the beach. Friend, promised the big drug dealer guy for money. Didn't have it. Same friend met another guy at the beach who was with an interest of drugs. He invites him over. This guy brings MDA. If you don't know what that is, its street name is sassafras. It's like MDMA, but it's MDA. It's like, yeah. Look it up. Look it up. I don't have enough brain power to fucking explain it right now. He brings it over. I like doing Molly, or used to. It used to be my favorite drug, so I was doing it. I was fucking doing it. I was doing it hard. Molly makes you really suggestive. Very suggestive. And happy and trusting. And this guy seemed cool. Seemed nice. He's like, hey, you guys wanna come back with me? I'm like, nah. Friend is like, yeah, let's go. Let's go, Cam. Let's go do more MDA. Let's do it. So I'm like, fuck it. Okay, so we go. I get in this man's car. This stranger. Not my best decision. We get to his apartment. Open the door. Soon as we walk in, he walks into a back room and disappears. And who's sitting on the couch? The guy that my friend robbed. Because who else? Who the fuck else would it be? And what does my friend do? Right when we walk in? Pass out on the couch. From his Xanax. I thought he was dying. I literally thought he was dying. I couldn't wake him up. I was hitting him in the fucking face. To no avail. I thought this dude was a goner. Drug dealer guy, scary, tattooed, huge drug dealer man, 26-year-old man, takes my phone, starts texting all of my friends, telling them that I'm selling them out, that this drug dealer guy knows all their addresses, and that I'm not coming back. So they were all my friends were like, fuck you. You sold us out. Whole time it wasn't even me texting on my phone. It was a dude that I just got fucking kidnapped by. He said that he was gonna hold me there until he got his money. And I was like, how are you supposed to get your money when I don't have fucking money and you just made my friends not like me? Why would they want to even come save me? He was drugged out too. I don't think he fucking knew what he was doing at all. But he had a gun, he had his loaded gun. He put it to my head and told me to snort something on the table. I said no. Absolutely not. I will not be doing that, sir. I will not be doing any more drugs with you at all. I'm scared. He started making like sexual comments and things of that nature, and he grabbed my face really hard and then tried to kiss me, and I like wiggled away from him and I called him a bitch, and then he hit me in the face with his gun, and I was like, and then he put the gun in my mouth and was like laughing, and he was like, what do you have to say? And I was like, shoot me. And he was like, and he's laughing, he's all like taken aback. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Mr. Sir? You want me to beg for my life or something? That's a registered gun. We're in your house. I'm a 16-year-old girl. Shoot me. You think you're gonna get away with it? That's funny. He didn't scare me at all. I mean, that didn't scare me. The threat. The threat of that didn't scare me. He was a bitch. He was a big bitch with a metal weapon. That's what he was. Because who else would do that? He also was like, I need my dreads retwisted. And I was like, he's like, you know how to do that? I was like, no. And he was like, better learn. Like, he made me twist his fucking dreads at gunpoint. We were awake for like 2 days straight. I didn't want to sleep around him, obviously. He was on like a multitude of fucking drugs, so he was not crashing anytime soon. The friend that was in the back room, I don't even know where he went, or I didn't see him again. Friend still passed out. Still. I'm trying to wake him anytime I can. He won't wake. He won't. About 3 days in, dude finally crashed and was like dead asleep. So, got my phone, had to search his house for a fucking iPhone charger, had to sit there and wait and stare at him while I was charging my phone, hoping he doesn't wake up. Then, when it finally turned on, I had to call my friend, one of them, any of them that would answer, sent her my current location, said, come get me now, 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 please. She comes. It's only like 4 blocks away from her house. That's handy. And then she pulls up, tells me she's outside. I had to pick up and fireman carry this 5'3" man of a friend that was passed out on the couch for this whole entire escapade. I had to pick him up and carry him out of the house because he was dead asleep for 3 days straight. I don't know how the motherfucker lived. Not only did I fireman carry that man out of the house, it's not just that. It's the fact that he was the reason that it happened in the first place. He was the reason I was kidnapped. He was probably the target to begin with. And yet, he slept while I got the brunt of it. And then I had to carry him out. And he's the one that did it. Fucking bonkers. That's what I have to say about that. Fucking bonkers. I fireman carried this fucking man, like I said, drag his ass, get him into the fucking car, and my female friend that picks me up is like, what the fuck? Where have you been? I was like, dude, wouldn't I like to fucking know? I'm in a just crazy mental state. Crazy. And we get back to the house. The remainder of people that were still there were all sleeping, coming off of it. I just remember going up to her room. I just sat down on the bed and just cried. Cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. And they were like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay at all. I don't know what just happened to me. Or why. Why was I involved in that? And mind you, it was much more confusing back then, like right when it happened, because I had no idea that that friend had stolen the Xanax. And that's why that one girl who was cutting herself before the friend jumped off the house, she had that handful of Xanax that I tried to take out of her mouth. She had that because it was part of the stolen bag. He had stolen that bag and split it among the girl that was cutting herself and the girl that jumped off the house. And that's why they were all acting fucking insane and don't remember anything. Because they took absurd amounts. And yeah, back then I didn't know that they had done that. I thought that the bag had just gone missing, like it was a miscommunication, whatever. And that it was just like a happy accident. But it wasn't. It was, I pretty much got set up. I mean, I don't know if their intention was for me to get kidnapped. I don't think so. They were just on drugs and selfish, but still. really gotta watch what you do and who you roll with, because people just might get you killed by accident. Isn't that something? 3 years fucking later, the female friend was like, yeah, we actually took we're the ones who took it. I was like, what? Holy fucking shit. The more you know. The more you know. I didn't even know what to think. And I was like, I want to go home, but everyone was fucked up. I couldn't go, and I didn't drive. I didn't have a car at that time. So I was like, whoa. I'm just stuck here. Dude that I had gotten kidnapped with, that was sleeping the whole time, that I fireman carried. That started the whole fucking thing. That did everything. Everything. He starts waking up. Same with the female friend that had called the cops. She's the one with the fucking car. And I don't think we should have driven. Yeah. But we did. We got home on fumes, no gas, no AC, 100 degrees damn near, no food, no water for days. And we're on the way home, you know? I had to work. I go to work. I told my boss the entirety of the story, because I had missed multiple days. So she's like, what's going on and why do you look like that? And I was like, oh, bitch. Told her everything that happened. And it's so crazy because I'd gotten a new boyfriend some odd years later, and he had a close friend that he met through work, and that close friend that he met through work, his wife, that was my fucking boss at the place that I worked, that I divulged the entire story to. And we were all hanging out one day. He wanted me to meet his friend and his friend's wife. And I was like, you look really familiar. And then she mentioned working at the place that I worked, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And she was like, oh my God, that was you. And I was like, yeah, sure was. Crazy. Hilarious. Small world. You never know. You never know who you're talking to. Really. One friend committed himself into the mental ward, the one that had done everything to me. And another female friend also went to the mental ward. And yeah, that one friend had the 72-hour hold in La Crosse. That's not fun. Yeah, I don't know, we all just really laid low after that. Didn't really talk much, didn't really hang out for a while, because it was traumatic for everybody, and especially for me. I mean, it's one thing to know something is wrong, but you don't remember. I mean, I think that might be terrifying as well, but the fact that I remember it all so vividly pisses me off. Why can't I? Why can't I not remember? That'd be sick. Maybe I should do more drugs next time. Just kidding. Don't do drugs. This is all to say, I did it, so you don't have to. You know? And it was, I mean, I liked doing certain drugs back then. This is probably the craziest thing that has ever happened to me in my life. This is not an everyday situation. Usually when, I mean, Xanax usually turns out bad either way. Don't do Xanax. Especially, you can't get real Xanax now. Unless you're getting a prescription from a doctor, you're doing fentanyl. Just stop it. Put down the pills. Ain't worth it. If you want to experiment with drugs, go the psychedelic route. Do something natural. Smoke some weed. You don't need to be doing all this crazy shit. I was just hanging out with not very good people who had connections to everything. And they just weren't making good decisions. And I fit in where I could fit in. Which is unfortunate. I should have made better decisions back then. But all I can do is dissect it and explain it now. You know? Can't really go back and change it. All I can do is learn from it, be better. I hope that you guys are able to do that too. I hope you found this entertaining. I mean, it's just insane. So, I find it hard to not be entertaining. I've told this story to people in real life before, and they're like, I'm like, yeah. Take it all in, baby. Also, I really want to read that police report that I made when the cops came and everything, and because wow, I wonder if it's a public record. Can I go to La Crosse and like find what day it was on and find that police report? Someone let me know, because I think that would be fucking hilarious. Also, let me know if you know what that's from. That's funny. That was it. Craziest fucking week of my life. Oh, one more thing. Another plot twist. So, a female friend, many years later, talking about how she had just hooked up with this guy, slept with this guy. It was the guy. It was the guy who kidnapped me. Fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Have a good day.